right on time by my account. Thank you for being here. If anybody was here, tried to come to class yesterday, our power was out, so we started a little late. We did eventually get things up and running, but today everything's good. Things are working like they should. I had a request this week from a student for more flow. And my first reaction to the request was, haven't you caught on that I don't do a lot of flow? But obviously that's why he was requesting it, because he likes that, and I took it as a challenge. I'm like, I like flow, and I'm good, I can teach more, and it's good to challenge yourself as a practitioner and a teacher. So this is my version of flow for class today. So it's kind of like strength training, more it's like interval strength training a little bit, with yoga alignment and hopefully a little yoga philosophy in mind as we go through it. Another thought I had in mind for class today was to focus on knee strength and stability. So I have another student who got her diagnosis of a torn meniscus. So I'd heard of a torn meniscus, hadn't really done yoga specifically for that ailment, but the resource I found online was a good one, and they presented this idea of Janu Bandha. So if you're familiar with the Sanskrit yoga terms, you might have heard the word Janu before in Janu Sirsasana, head to knee pose. So Janu means knee, and Bandha means lock. So we have the Mula Bandha, the drawing in and up on the pelvic floor, the Uddiyana Bandha, the lower ribs in and back. That's usually the cue I give for that mid-body solar plexus area lock. And then there's the Jalandhara Bandha, where it's an upper chest, targeting the upper chest where the chin goes down. And we'll probably do all three of those bandhas in some form, whether I reference them or not by name. But I will continually use this term of Janu Bandha. So in Janu Bandha, we're going to think about engaging all the area around the knee. And if you look down at your legs, I want you to see that the kneecap is lifting up. So as you engage the legs, straighten the legs to the best of your ability. It's not locking the knee back. It's not thrusting the knee back, but it's straightening the leg and pulling, as though pulling up tight stockings. You might have heard me say that before. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. And I'm gonna turn on this here podcast. I'm gonna turn it on in terms of recording it. Okay, so let's start in a comfortable cross-legged seated position, perhaps up on some padding, and I'm going to ask you to come to your cross-legged seat without using your hands. So see what that feels like, to get your legs in that shape without using your hands. And then look at which leg is on top, uncross the legs, and recross the legs with the opposite leg on top. Now I invite you, as I usually do, to move the flesh of your buttocks back and apart with your hands as you settle into your cross-legged seated position. Close your eyes. Arrive in this space that you have carved out in your day for your yoga practice. Arrive in this physical space. If you're establishing a home practice, I recommend that you put your mat in relatively the same place every time. And then arrive in this moment with your body. As you turn your gaze inward, notice what you're feeling, where you're feeling, what areas of your physical being may be calling for attention. Whether that attention is called out of soreness, discomfort, even pain. Let your mind travel through your body to those different places, taking notes. Notice where your body is meeting the surfaces beneath you. And extend energy down into those spaces. Connect with the floor. Send those roots down, connect with the earth. And then from that connection, grow tall along your spine. Shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, lengthening the sides of your body. Keeping the armpits lifted, loop your shoulder blades together behind your heart. So the collarbones are broad and the chest lifts as you now let the forearms melt towards the floor, bringing the shoulder blades down the backside of your chest. Tilt your chin parallel to the floor. Ease the sides of your neck back to align your head over your heart. And then pay attention to your upper abdomen. You might even bring a fingertip or two to that area, creating a tone at your upper abdomen by drawing your left and right front lower ribs in towards center and pulling that point towards your spine. Place the hand back to the thigh. Turn your attention to your breathing. Direct breath in and out through your nostrils. And as you've begun to establish a slow and deep breath pattern, begin Ujjayi Pranayama, the triumphant uprising breath. Do this by drawing in a gentle contraction at the back of your throat, essentially shrinking the area through which you draw air into your lungs and allow air to escape your body. Listen for the sound of your breath. Consider that, our auditory sense is usually directed externally. We're listening, we're interpreting what's around us. So you listening to the breath, start to listen to the body. Start to turn the senses, turn the awareness inward. And consider that might be a goal or an intention you set for the practice. To use this time, to use the postures, to turn, to guide the awareness into the present moment. Into the experience of inhabiting this physical form. And we might begin to notice how different external stressors are present in the body. How certain internal experiences might influence our expression of self in the world. Let's continue to concentrate on the breath. We'll practice 4 rounds of box breath. Box breath being a 4-part breath. The first part an inhalation. The second part a holding of the breath full. You might engage Jalandhara Bandha, tucking the chin to the chest during this count. Lift the chin, exhale, third part. And the fourth part of the breath work is to draw in and up Mula Bandha as you hold the lungs empty. So if the blocks are too complicated, too much to add on, just focus on the breath, focus on the 4 parts. Okay, we'll do 2 rounds together, 4 counts for each of the 4 parts, and then you'll do 2 rounds with your own count. Empty the breath, and inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Fill the lungs, hold full, possibly Jalandhara Bandha. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift the chin, exhale with control. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold empty, Mula Bandha. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second round, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fill and hold, tilt the chin possibly, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale with control, top to bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold empty, Mula Bandha if you'd like, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more rounds with your own count. Upon completion of your 4 rounds of box breath, please resume your Ujjayi Pranayama breathing and bring your palms together in front of your heart. We'll chant Om 3 times before beginning the moving practice. Exhale and inhale for the first of 3 Oms. Bow your head to your heart, release your palms to your thighs, slowly lift your eyes, lift your head as you open your eyes, and come on off of the padding and forward into a tabletop position. Plant your wrists below plant your wrists below your shoulders, knees are hip width, and begin our cat and cow stretches. Inhale, belly and chest down, tailbone and gaze, lift into the cow pose. And exhale, round the spine, chin to chest, tailbone towards the floor, belly button towards the ceiling, push the floor away into cat. And inhale back to cow. Cycle through these 2 postures with the pace of your breath, exploring the range of your motion of your spine at this point in your day, whether you're practicing with me live and it's in the evening or afternoon, whether you're practicing this first thing in the morning, and recognize that practicing at different times of the day will likely change how you experience the poses, experience the shapes. So be present, feel what you feel. Your feelings are real, but they're also potentially malleable, are they not? Okay, come back to a neutral spine, lower ribs in and back, heart forward, tailbone back. Okay, right leg extends straight up and back, 3-legged table, knee and toes point down, hips at an even height, and then extend your left arm forward for this explorer pose. 1 foot in the past, 1 arm, gaze reaching to the future, and in the center find that stability, maybe that idea of the core lock, Uddiyana Bandha, lower ribs in and back. Okay, we're gonna do something different here. We're gonna start that interval training. So exhale, round the spine, knee to the elbow, elbow to the knee. Inhale, reach forward, reach back. Exhale, curl in 2. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl in 3. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl in 4. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl in 5. and release the hand and knee back to the floor. Back to table, extend the left leg back, knee and toes point down. Consider Janu Bandha, knee lock on the back leg, lifting into the kneecap, engaging the muscles around the knee. Right arm forward, one foot in the past, gaze an arm to the future, find that stability at your center. Lower ribs in and back, strengthening the core, the back body core. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach one. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, reach two. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, reach three. Exhale, curl in. Inhale, reach four. Exhale, curl in. Reach five and hand down, knee down. And let's bring the left hand below the face. Grounding to the floor. Right hand behind the skull. Inhale, curl the chest open to the right wall. Point the elbow towards the ceiling as you look up, shoulders together on the back. Exhale and bring the right elbow to the left wrist, pulling the shoulder blades apart as the upper back broadens. Inhale, open the chest right, look up. Exhale, curl in two. Inhale, open right. Exhale, curl three. Inhale, open right. Exhale, curl four. Inhale, open right. Exhale, curl in five. Place the right hand on the mat below the face. Left hand to the back of the skull. Second side. Inhale, open the chest to the left wall. Elbow and gaze point up. Exhale, curl in. Elbow towards the right wrist. Inhale, open left. Exhale, curl in two. Inhale, open left. Exhale, curl in three. Inhale, open left. Exhale, curl in four. Inhale, open left. Exhale, curl in five. Okay, sweater's coming off. Walk your knees back about 6 to 8 inches. Tuck your toes under. Tilt your tailbone up as though you're doing cow pose in the low back. Look forward. Reach with the chin. Bend the elbows back to land your chin and chest to the floor at roughly the same time. Shoulder blades on the back. Point the elbows back. Then slide forward onto your abdomen and focus on the legs. Lift the legs one at a time. Point the toes back. Feet are hip-width distance apart. Janu Bandha, so engage the muscles of the legs so that the kneecaps not only draw up towards the hips, but in this instance, they pull away from the floor. Lengthen the tailbone back towards the heels, draw the lower abdomen in and up, perhaps engaging Mula Bandha. Elbows in, shoulder blades on the back, collarbones broad. Inhale, peel the chin and chest up away from the floor. Little baby cobra pose, look ma, no hands, using the strength of the upper back to lift the chest, curl the front body away from the floor, keeping the legs active. Feet pressing down, toes pointing back, tailbone lengthening, lower abdomen drawing in and up, and now push down into your hands and start to lift up further. Keeping the elbows in towards the side ribs, shoulder blades down the back, collarbones broad, toes pointing back, kneecaps lifted, tailbone lengthens, lower spine, lower abdomen in and up, and then lower down. Chin to the floor, tuck your toes. With the toes tucked, engage the knees, lift into the kneecaps, really extend back through the heels, lengthen through the tailbone, and with an exhale, push up. That can also be done from your knees if that was too much. Okay, shoulders over the wrist. And I'm going to bring my left foot towards center an inch just for stability as I extend the right leg straight up and back, three-legged plank. Extend the right arm forward, left arm forward. Right leg, left arm reaches for 5. Lift through the back inner thigh, reach through the heel, reach through the fingertips, look forward, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand down, foot down. We're like a lizard on a hot, sandy desert. Lift the left leg, right arm forward. Try to keep the hips and shoulders steady. Lift through the back inner thigh. Engage Janu Bandha. Reach with the fingertips. Reach with the gaze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand down, foot down. Oh boy. As much as I don't want to, we're going to do another set. Okay, right leg lifts. Left arm forward. Do all the things. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm doing it with you guys. Come on. Left leg lifts. Right arm forward. Shoulders over the left wrist. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand down. Push those hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Air horn. Shift your hips side to side. Walk out your dog. Acquaint yourself with this position. Likely you've been here before. Today is different. Today is new. Fresh eyes, new perspective, reinvention. So some of you viewers might know that I have adopted a alter ego in the quarantine times, and I spend a couple mornings a week as Mrs. Blackwell, my children's preschool teacher, and I just thought about this in terms of new perspective, reinvention, where the world looks different as Mrs. Blackwell. And it does give me new perspective on my kids, of learning, and so develop multiple personalities is my advice. Left foot towards center, right leg lifts straight up and back. And then bring the right leg down. Inhale, lift the legs straight up and back. Janu Bandha, both legs. Exhale, down 2. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down 3. Inhale, lift 4. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale, lift the right leg straight up and back. Lift to the top of your mat. And exhale, lunge your right foot between your hands. Set your hands on either side of the front foot. Fingertips, fists, or blocks if you have them, if you want them. Right knee over the right ankle. Right thigh parallel to the floor. Temporarily bend the back knee towards the floor to get that sense of weight in the hips. Now counter that weight by lifting strongly through the back, inner, upper thigh. Janu Bandha, left leg, right foot pulls back isometrically, left foot draws forward isometrically to create tone in the legs, squaring the hips and chest forward. Keep that, hands to hips, elbows to the ceiling, shoulder blades on the back, draw back through the sides of the waistline. Tailbone lengthens down, lower abdomen lifts, weight in the front heel, knee over the ankle. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, open the chest towards the right wall. Inhale, forward, sets of 5 today. Exhale, open right 2. Inhale, forward. Exhale, open right 3. Inhale, forward. Exhale, open right 4. Inhale, forward. Exhale, open right 5. And let's do something new today. Let's bring the left hand straight down to the floor, right arm up to the ceiling, coming straight into that low lungy revolution with the shoulders stacked, the left hand grounded on the floor or block, right arm reaching to the sky, and the legs still in that same lunge. Right thigh parallel to the floor, back inner thigh lifted, broaden across the chest. And if you'd like, embrace the sky. Wrap the left ribs towards the ceiling, right ribs towards the earth. Give the sky a hug. And then look down, hand down. Press it back, downward facing dog, walk it out. Hands down and forward, hips up and back. So as I was suggesting earlier, you could just do your yoga practice, pretend you're a different person doing your yoga practice. A new person foreign to this body has just entered. You're just a new person in this body. What does it feel like? What are you noticing? Left leg straight up and back. Exhale, leg down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower 2. Keep the hips at an even height. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower 3. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower 4. Inhale, lift, look forward, lunge the left foot forward between your hands. Long stride, knee over the heel. Left thigh parallel to the floor, feel the weightiness of the hips. And then bend the right knee. Let those hips settle in. And then counter the weight of the hips by lifting through the back inner upper thigh. Straighten the back leg. Strengthen the knee. Pull the left heel back. Pull the right foot forward. Tone the legs. Hands to hips. Elbows to the ceiling. Shoulder blades on the back. Draw back through the sides of the waistline. Come up into your high lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, open the chest towards the left wall, arms down to the height of the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, open left 3. Inhale, center. Exhale, open left 4. Inhale, center. Exhale, open left 5. Keep your chest oriented towards the right wall, left wall, and then right hand down to the inside of the left foot. Left arm to the ceiling. Turn the gaze up. Stack the shoulders. Sink deep into the front knee till it's over the heel. Lift into the back inner thigh. And then, what do you say? Give that infinite space above you an embrace. Right ribs scoured, left ribs earthward. And then look down, hand down, press back, downward facing dog. And because it's interval training day, is that interval training? That's not right. Reps, because it's reps day, we're gonna inhale forward to plank, exhale lower down, inhale push up into a push up. Exhale, hips send back because it's yoga, downward facing dog. That's 1. We'll do 4 more on the first set. Inhale forward, exhale lower, inhale press, exhale, hips go back. For sake of alignment, you may be coming to your knees and doing this whole sequence on your knees. Inhale forward, exhale lower, inhale press, exhale back 3. Inhale forward, exhale lower, inhale press, exhale back 4. Last 1. Inhale forward, exhale lower with control. Inhale push up 1 line. Exhale, hips go back. Downward facing dog. We are going to rest in down dog before we do our second set. So either stay here or, knowing what's coming, you might choose a child's pose. Okay, second set. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, lower down with control. Inhale, push up 1. Exhale, hips go back. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push. Exhale, back 2. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, push. Exhale, back 3. I'm doing it with you guys. Inhale forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press. Exhale, back 4. Last one, best one. Inhale forward, exhale to lower, inhale press up, exhale hips go back. Inhale forward, knees to the floor, chin and chest to the floor, slide forward onto your belly. Inhale, curl up, cobra pose. Exhale, lower down. Tuck the toes, lift the kneecaps, push up from the floor. Exhale, hips go back. Okay, bend your knees, lift up onto your toes, draw the sides of your waistline back, look to the top of your mat, the space between your hands, shift your shoulders forward so you feel more weight move into your hands. At the end of your exhale, pull your belly button strongly into your spine, lift your hips high in the air and land your feet with control at the top of your mat. Go. Okay, sets of 5, step or hop back. Bend the knees, lift the toes, drop through the sides of the waistline, shift the shoulders forward, lift between the hands, exhale. That's 2. Step it back. Bend the knees, lift the hips, draw back through the sides of the waistline, shift the shoulders forward, lift between the hands silently. Land at the top of your mat. 2 more. Bend the knees, lift the heels, draw back through the sides of the waistline, shift the shoulders forward, look between your hands silently. Except for that good aspirant exhale. Last one. Best one. Okay, maybe you're just gonna float up into a handstand. Draw back through the sides of your waistline. Look forward, shift the weight forward. Exhale. And arrive at the top of your mat. Take your feet hip width distance apart. Lift and spread your toes. Create a wide base with your feet. Place your toes back down. Bend your knees to rest your torso on your thighs as you allow the upper body to hang forward. Whoa. Our arms have been doing a lot already. So take hold of opposite wrists, opposite forearms, opposite biceps, and let the upper body release towards the earth. You might make some movements in the chest. You might shake the head, yes and no. Identifying tension in the upper back, along the neck. And by becoming aware of that tension, can you start to surrender it? Consider that tension is something we're holding on to, perhaps. If it is, if we're holding on, is there an opportunity to just loosen our grip on it? Okay. Shift the weight forward and back along the soles of the feet. And try to find a balance between weight at the insides of the feet, the outsides of the feet, the front of the feet, the back of the feet, the left and right sides. Connect with the breath. As you inhale, you might imagine or experience energy, prana, flowing up the backs of your legs. As you exhale, that same energy cascading, releasing down the length of your spine back to the earth, becoming a conduit of energy, moving up and down, in and out of your body all the time. Fingertips to the floor in front of you. Now begin to push your feet into the floor as though you're pushing the floor away to lift your hips up. Now, as the backs of the legs lengthen, as the hips lift, can you begin to engage the fronts of your legs? Pull up on the kneecaps. Extend the crown of the head more deeply towards the floor. Elbows might bend out to either side of the room, shoulders away from the ears. And now bring the hands to the hips, point the elbows to the ceiling. As you inhale, draw back through the sides of the waistline, come all the way up to standing. Consider that you have just moved from an inverted position to an upright pose. So the circulation of your blood is kind of reorienting. Consider the energetic experience of that shift. It might be subtle, it might be not so subtle. Adapt to your mountain. Arms at your sides, shoulders roll back, collarbones broad, palms open forward. Arrive in your mountain. Rebuild your mountain. You've been here before. This is a new mountain. Every time you climb Everest, it's a new mountain. Chin parallel to the floor. As you inhale next, sweep the arms overhead, palms touch, possibly look up. As you exhale, you might gently bend the knees as you float the arms out and down, release the head. Inhale, lift halfway, palms on shins, shoulder blades on the back. Exhale, fold deeply in. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, hands through heart center and arms to your sides. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, flow forward. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, deeply fold into yourself. Inhale, rise with the course of the breath. Exhale, hands through heart center and arms to your sides. Last time, your own breath. Let's meet in Tadasana. And make sure you have some room in front of you, some room behind you. You might step to the middle of your mat as I have done. Okay, step down into your left foot. Create a wide base with your left foot. push down into the earth, and then pull up through the leg. Janu Bandha, left leg. Hands to hips, square the hips and chest towards the top of your mat, shoulder blades on the back, and then start to swing your right leg forward and back. Now, for balance, take your hands off your hips. Your arms are going to kind of swing forward and back to help you stay upright. So swing the leg forward and back with reckless abandon. Trying not to fall over, but maybe falling over. Maybe falling over regardless of your efforts not to. And slow it down. And we're going to swing the right leg forward. Hands back to the hips. Push through the heel. Engage Janu Bandha, right leg and left leg. I wish I weren't from the side right now because you can see how low my leg is right now. But regardless, lift your leg to the best of your ability. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. With the hips squared forward, start to swing the right leg straight back. With the hands on the hips, wrap the right outer hip down, lift into the left hip crease. Square the hips as though you could place a glass of water at your low back and it would not spill. Push down through the left foot, push out through the right foot. Arms back, collarbones broad, arms out. Option 2, reach the arms forward. Warrior 3, reach forward, look forward, reach to the future, ground in the past, stability in the present for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on back up. Whew. Feet on the ground. Invisible hula hoop. Hula your hoop. One direction. Keep it loose in the knees, in the ankles. Other direction. Okay, I kind of like this sequence. Right foot to the floor. Create that wide base with your foot. I will keep wanting to put my hands on my hips, but we're not going to have the hands on the hips just yet. We're going to swing the left leg forward and back. You're going to need your arms swinging too to keep you balanced. Swing with reckless abandon. Try not to fall, but if you do fall, it's okay. It probably just indicates that you were trying. Okay, doesn't that feel good? I mentioned this on Monday. It feels like the Nordic track. Cross-country skiing machine. Okay. Left leg extends forward, hands to the hips. Reach through the heel, pull up through the kneecap. Janu Bandha, both knees, push down through the right foot, lift the leg, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the hips as you send the left leg back. Upper body comes down parallel to the floor. Okay, setting up for Warrior 3. Push down through the right leg, lift into the right kneecap, draw back through the right outer hip, wrap the left outer hip down. Try to set that glass of water at your low back, don't spill. Arms back, collarbones broad. Arms out, collarbones broad. Arms forward, reach forward, look forward. One foot in the past, looking to the future, reaching to the future. Finding that strength and stability in the present moment for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, come on up. Throw on that hula hoop. One direction. Knees and ankles soft. Other direction. Whew. Losing my breath here, losing my voice. What do we got? What do we got on the docket here? I'm getting through things pretty quickly, I must say. Oh yeah. Almost forgot. Do you have a block? If you do, now's the time to get it. It might be the time to get 2 blocks if you have 2 blocks. I currently have a block hookup. So if you don't have blocks and you have been practicing at home, then let's invest in some blocks together. I can get you 2 blocks for $10. So just get in touch. Okay, so all of that was just to delay the inevitable fierce chair, as I now call it. Okay, so if you've been with me for the past maybe 5 years that I've been doing it this way, I do this flow, coming down, sitting deep into our chair, really getting deep, and then coming up from here. What I think that kind of takes out of the equation is some of the strength we need in the legs, stability in the knees to get our hips down into that chair. So that's what we're going to focus on today. Either step your feet together so the base of your big toes touch, or place a block at its lowest setting between your thighs, squeezing that block. Okay, so if you have a second block or a block period, you're going to take it between your hands out in front of you. The palms palming the edges of the block, and I'm going to squeeze my block as I reach my fingertips forward and plug my arms into my shoulder sockets. So I'm standing upright with the block extended out in front of me, and now I'm going to simply sweep the block overhead. So easier said than done. So as your arms start to move back and you continue to reach to your fingertips and press the block between your palms, this gets challenging. Okay, so we're gonna stay with the arms overhead, squeeze the block between your thighs or squeeze your knees and ankles together. Sit down slowly into your imaginary fierce chair. Shifting weight to the heels, sinking the hips low, draw the sides of your waistline back, tuck your tailbone, continue to reach your arms up, arms back, chest lifted, maybe gaze goes up. Inhale, stand up. That was one. Exhale, sit down, weight into the heels, ankles and knees together, upper body back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sit on down, go down deep, weight in the heels, get those thighs parallel. Inhale, two more. Exhale, sit on down, hug the knees, waistline back, tuck the tailbone, lift, last one, best one. Okay, come on now. I'm doing it with you, people, come on. Let's go. Waistline back, tailbone down. Upper body back, arms reach, gaze up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stand up. Kick that block out of the way in a loving way. And we are going to take a wide-legged forward fold, and then we'll get down on the floor. So again, you might have your blocks out in front of you. Many of you are familiar with this pose in my class. Take your feet wide apart, outside the edges of your feet parallel with the short ends of your mat. Possibly line up your heels with the back edges of your mat as you pull the tight stockings up your legs, engaging Janu Bandha. Lengthen the tailbone down, lower abdomen lifts, shoulder blades back, chin reaches skyward, length along the front of the torso, and then exhale to hinge at your hips. Bring the length of your spine parallel to the floor. Plant your wrists below your shoulders. Shoulders away from the ears, chin and chest forward, kneecaps lift, thigh bones push back. Now exhale to fold in. Walk the hands back, keeping the fingertips pointing in the same direction as the toes, keeping the wrists and elbows shoulder width distance apart. Lengthen down through the crown of your head, and find a spot to ground your head, whether it be a blanket, a couch cushion, a series of blocks. Your stack might be you might be 2 feet high. Whatever it is, if you have props, bring your head to a ground. Extend down into that ground. With that connection between your body and the earth through the crown of your head, can you better create awareness in the neck, energy movement along the upper spine through the crown of the head, shoulders up away from the ears. Be here now. Don't miss this opportunity to do a wide-legged forward fold and notice that you're doing it. Okay, breathe here. And you might notice that my head is on a prop today. It's not always on a prop. I noticed that once I got down here, my instinct was to take my feet wider apart so my head could get down there. And then I thought, well, what if I didn't take my feet wider apart? I would still have that opportunity to put something underneath my head and then extend down into it. Okay, so
I am going to experiment, see if my extension through the head has helped me get my head any further towards the floor. And lo and behold, my head can go down a little deeper than it could a minute ago. So this pose may open up quickly. It may open up over the course of time. It may be a forever struggle. Those are the best because they just continue to challenge and humble us our entire lives. Okay, walk your hands forward, wrists below the shoulders, hands to the hips, elbows to the ceiling, draw back through the sides of the waistline. Come on, back up. One more time, heel toe the feet together. Let's strap on the hoop, hula the hoop, one direction and the other direction. Oh boy, let's get down on the floor. Sit your hips on the mat. Lie on your back. And we're getting close to the end here, people. So I don't want to put too much on us, but I do want to do some more core work. So extend your legs straight. Reach your arms to the sky, palms face each other. Reach out for your heels, tone the muscles of your legs, Janu Bandha, lengthen through the tailbone. Exhale, peel the chin and chest up away from the floor, point your fingers towards your toes, just curling the upper body off the mat. Inhale back. Exhale, curl, soften the edges of your mouth. Inhale back. Exhale, curl. Inhale back. Exhale, curl. This is 4. Inhale back. And exhale, curl. This time squeeze the legs, lift the heels. Heels and chest are about a foot from the floor. Collarbones broad. Squeeze the legs, lift the kneecaps, reach through the heels, pull back through the toes. Tailbone down, soften the edges of the mouth. Let's go. 10, 9, 8. If you know Bella's breath, engage it like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Arms to your sides, heels wide apart. Strengthen that core, strengthen that core, contracted that core. Now we're going to stretch that core with our bridge building. Bend your heels towards your hips. Knees and feet are hip width distance apart. Arms at your sides. Little baby bridge, as though just a foot bridge going over a calm brook. A babbling brook, if you will. Inner thighs down, outer hips lift, lengthen through the tailbone. Experiment with pushing the feet forward and then pulling the feet back. Both do different things. So get a nice introductory expansion across the front of the body, an engagement of the backs of the legs. And release back down. Feet can wind apart, knees together. Slow, deep, conscious breath. Each breath, more air in. Each breath, more air out. So now we have been commissioned to build a bridge over, what's a good river? They're all good. I'm from California. I'm going to say the American River. I don't know about, there's so many rivers out there. Mississippi is a very recognizable one. That's a big one though, so we're gonna have to build a big bridge. Okay, push the feet down, lift the hips up, interlace your fingers behind your back, tuck your shoulder blades underneath your chest, lift the back of your heart, scooch those shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, underneath your chest so the vertebra of your upper back lift. Tilt your chin towards your chest, push into your feet, lift the outer hips, lengthen through the knees, inner thighs wrap downward. Look at the front line of your body. Consider your bridge. Is your bridge lopsided? I know mine often is. Can you breathe into the corresponding lung of your longer, shorter side? So adapting, transforming the pose from within. Lower the hips, untuck the shoulders, unlace the fingers, walk the feet apart, let the knees fall together. Rest your bridge. Arrive with the breath. Okay. Got to build the Golden Gate Bridge. That's a big one. It's a big, beautiful bridge. So do as we've done before, bridges that we've done before. Build a wheel if you'd like, or I'm going to take you into this bound bridge. So walk your heels in towards your hips, slide your palms underneath your heels so the palms face up. Or if you have access to the outer ankles, grab the outer ankles. I know that this causes my heels to come up, my knees to splay apart. That's okay. You can correct those things as you lift your hips up. So shimmy your feet down, bring your knees back towards one another as you tuck your shoulder blades very deeply underneath your chest, chin to chest, inner thighs down, outer hips lift, pressure of the ankles in the hands, and look down the front line of your bridge again. Build your bridge from the inside. Can you breathe with awareness into that lower side? Practicing what I'm preaching here. I'm trying. Slowly lower your hips down. Untuck the shoulders. Deconstruct your bridge. Knees together. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Reconnect with your breath. Reconnect with the breath and the body. You might have a soft gaze at the ceiling, or you might close your eyes. Okay. Pull the heels in towards the hips with the knees bent. Draw the right knee in and up towards the right armpit, interlacing the fingers around the front of your shin. Pull it in, pull it up, squeeze it, and then take the hands behind the right thigh and extend the right leg straight. Heel towards the ceiling, toes back towards the earth. Push the thigh into the interlace of your fingers, and with your hands, draw the leg down towards the earth, engaging the femur in the hip socket. Okay, stay there with the right leg. If you want to, extend the left leg straight. Heel to the floor, calf to the floor, thigh towards or to the floor. Janu Bandha. Okay, left foot back to the floor if you've extended it. Bend the right knee, flex the right foot, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Draw the right shin gently in towards your chest as we come into this figure four or threading the eye of the needle pose. Interlace your hands behind your left thigh or in front of your left shin, targeting your right outer hip. So just did a lot of internal hip rotation, now doing the external. So if this is not the depth of the shape that you're used to, it functions primarily as a counter pose at this moment. So we haven't really been building up to this shape in any way. Okay, so just check in there, breathe some breath, move some energy, listen. Okay, left foot to the floor, right foot to the floor. Second side, left knee in and up towards the left armpit. Interlace the fingers, squeeze the knee in and up towards the armpit. Squeeze it. And then extend the leg up towards the ceiling. Straighten the left leg. Janu Bandha. Push the thigh into the interlace of the fingers. Pull the leg into the hip socket. Widen the left hip away from the left armpit. Option to extend the right leg straight. Heel down, calf down, thigh down. Right foot Right knee bends, foot back to the floor, flex the left foot, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Draw your right thigh in towards your chest, left shin parallel with the chest. Use your left elbow to push the left thigh away. Eye of the needle, second side. Again, option to interlace the fingers in front of the shin as well, if that will perhaps give you a little bit more depth if you want more sensation in the left hip. Okay, unhook. Draw the knees into the chest, and then send the knees out in circles. They don't have to be big circles. We're not entering a draw the biggest circles with your knees contest. Do the circle size that's right for you to get that pressure along and around the sacral spine, the low back, the outer hips, and then send those circles in the other direction. I just say that because I know I used to try to win the biggest circles contest, and I'd be like, why does my low back hurt? Because when the yoga is actually meant to function therapeutically, I was still inclined to make it as hard as possible. Okay, draw your knees in towards your chest. Take hold of the outside edges of your feet. Happy baby. Side to side. Thigh down one side, thigh down the other side. Push your feet into your hands. And feet together. Interlace your fingers around the outer feet. Soles of the feet together. Extend through the inner thighs. Contract through the outer hips. Push the feet into the hands. Let the heads of the arm bones lift away from the floor. Flatten the back against the floor. And draw the knees together. Hardest part of the practice. Give yourself, show thanks, express gratitude to yourself. Recognize and appreciate your own efforts. Give yourself a big hug. Tuck your chin to your chest. Tuck your tailbone towards your heels. Squeeze your leg. Give yourself a big hug. And then let it go. If the air in the room is cool, then take a moment to put on some additional clothing as we make our way to Savasana. We will, if you keep with me in the Savasana, we will end up going a few minutes over time today because I would love to present you with the opportunity to do legs up the wall in light of a strict inversion today or a specific inversion today. So if you have a blanket or a bolster or a firm pillow of some sort, bring it to the base of some unobstructed wall space. If you have a strap that makes a loop, then make a loop in your strap that is about 12 inches in diameter. Scooch your butt ski to the wall and swing your legs up the wall. Push your heels into the wall and lift your hips up onto the height of your folded blankets so that your pelvis, your hips are supported on the height of the blanket and your chest lies back on the floor on your mat. Okay, take your strap and loop it around your ankles. And then send those legs back up the wall and let them be soft. So enough of that Janu Bandha. Let those knees be soft. Let the feet release. Arms at your sides. Palms turn up. Fingers unfurl. Eyes closed. This is the opportunity to reflect. to view the inhabitation of this physical form from a distance. So what's trying to come in? What's invading the mind? Recognize it. Accept that that's going to happen. Just set that worry, that sense of urgency aside for a moment. Invite yourself into this space, into this opportunity for the body to enter a state of calm, a state of repose. Keep coming back. Stay here. If you would like to continue to occupy this space. Otherwise, join me in beginning to invite movement back into the extremities of the physical being, into the fingers, into the toes. Wiggle the ears and to the tip of your nose, as we all do. And then slowly slide your feet down the wall. If you have the strap, remove it. Extend your right arm along your right ear and roll onto your right side. Reconnect with your breath in this transition from corpse pose into this fetal position. Keep your eyes closed, and as you make your way back to a seated position, you might again consider crossing the legs without the aid of the hands. Arrive in your upright seated position. Energetically connect with the earth, and from that connection, grow tall along your spine.
Bring your hands onto your heart today. We'll close practice with the single sound of Om. Exhale and inhale for Om. Thank you for your presence, your patience, your focus throughout this evening's practice. The light in me recognizes and bows to the light in you. Namaste. And thank you, got a frog in my throat. Thank you, live listeners, live watchers. I gotta turn this off. Not now. Update now? Okay. So thank you for being here. Please, again, reach out if you are so inclined. It is really helpful for me to know how I can best serve you, what poses you would like to do, what works for you in the format, what you would like to see. Also just nice to know who you are and that you're out there. I know Jeffrey and Scotty have been regulars at this Wednesday evening class, so if you're out there, hello, thank you for being out there. I hope you're enjoying these. Yeah. What else is there to say? Class is Monday, 10 a.m., 90-minute-ish. Tuesday, 10 a.m., 75 minutes-ish. This class, trying to keep it to the 60-minute mark. I'll be here indefinitely. So please come and join me next week. Peace out.